Randolph, Oklahoma is a small town of around 290 people, and when word got out about Grady going missing, the community showed up to help. However, little did these suspected shoplifters know, at this location, they're being watched the entire time.
This project's definitely a lot larger than what we've done in the past.
This was a community effort put in by thousands of people taking their time and energy to raise over $300,000 to build something Lawton has never seen before. And 23 years later, this park has become unsafe for today's generation. And because of that report, local lawmakers have called for an investigative audit, and the Comanche County District Attorney has filed a petition questioning the integrity of the election. In the past week, we've reported 5 people trying to bring contraband into the Oklahoma State Reformatory. And according to law enforcement and court documents, they see cases like this every week, and it's all orchestrated from inside. Haley, this comes after OSBI was requested for the second time and under the span of a week to investigate a suspicious death inside the detention center. People living inside of the Elm Terrace apartments in Duncan received a notice from HUD saying that their complex was losing its Section 8 housing. Now they have less than 30 days to figure out where to go from here.
I think all of us are a little on edge about not having a place to live. Homeless is a real situation, and you know, it's hard to tell.
Kendra Reed has lived at the Elm Terrace apartments for 3 years and isn't surprised HUD is stepping in. According to the notice Reed received along with everyone else, the owner failed to remedy the poor conditions of the complex, which led to the State Department's decision.
They think that just because it's low-income housing, like we're trash. We're not. A lot of people are like me. You know, you end up in a situation and, hey, this is all you have.
7 News has covered the complex's conditions multiple times in the past, and Richard Phillips, someone who has taken his own time to try and better its conditions, has concerns for the future of the people that live there.
You know, they're not going to be able to afford to stay here. They're either going to get noticed to get evicted, or they're going to have to find a HUD housing. Well, is there 40 houses available for 40 families here in Duncan?
Along with the poor conditions, residents told me the apartments also struggled to retain staff and currently didn't have a property manager. I tried getting in touch with the office, but no one was inside and no one answered the phone.
It makes me feel gross. I try not to worry because I have a lot of faith, but it's a lot.
7 News actually made multiple anonymous reports on these potholes, and after a week, there were still 2 that weren't fixed, and so it goes on accountability. One Cash family has been waiting 15 years to get justice for their parents' death after they were beaten inside of the house behind me. However, they might have to wait even longer if a new bill were to pass through the state.
I know one thing is a fact, and that's death row in Oklahoma is broken.
While Representative McDougal is in support of the death penalty, he says he's heard too many cases where the system got it wrong.
If our batting rate says that 10% of the people we execute, 1 out of every 10, is actually innocent, we need to put a pause button on it and change some things in our system to make sure that doesn't happen here in the state of Oklahoma.
However, one family is hoping this bill doesn't happen. In 2009, both of Shannon Schultz's parents were murdered, and they've been waiting 15 years to see Micah Martinez, who's currently housed inside of the Oklahoma State Penitentiary, put to death for what he did.
My parents didn't get to live out 15 extra years of their lives, or 20 if we get this, or 25, or forever. They didn't get that opportunity, and I don't think he deserves it.
She says her family needs closure for what happened because a large portion of her life is being taken from dealing with this case.
I've been in court every single time. I was in court the day after I buried my son. I have not missed a court date, and it's exhausting, and I'm tired.
Schultz says the state should take it case by case and not penalize families like hers with a moratorium, adding there's no doubt on Martinez's guilt.
He gets 3 automatic appeals. If they can't figure it out by then, the state is doing something wrong. Or his defense attorneys are doing something wrong. They have every opportunity. And once they've exhausted those opportunities, I think it's time to proceed with the execution.
McDougal says he sympathizes with families like Schultz, but in order to fix the system, you have to change the entirety of it to make sure no innocent person gets put on death row.
Court of Criminal Appeals has got it wrong. I mean, Pardon and Parole Board's gotten it wrong. Now we've got to do something to figure out what can we do to fix the system, because I don't trust it right now. The day that you give up, the system continues to win.
House Bill 3138 has the possibility of being heard in front of the House before March 14th. But when I asked McDougal on whether or not he thought that was going to happen, he didn't have high expectations. How confident are you that you guys can get past that first step?
I don't think this bill will make it out of the House. It won't make it to the House floor. And we've got a real issue. So I don't think you're ever going to see a moratorium in the state of Oklahoma. I don't think that you're going to see any corrections made to the death penalty. I don't think you're going to see any corrections made to the criminal justice system. It's going to be all systems go, status quo.
Reporting for 7 News, I'm Seth Marsicano.